A very fine good morning once again to all the students of class 10. We had previously finished up with the topic of political science, and today we are going to start with a new chapter of geography, that is manufacturing industries. We go to the market, we enter into the shops, and in different shops we find cluster of things in the shop. It becomes unimaginable that after all, from where this production is coming. It becomes hard to think, after all, what is the process? What is the system where such type of things are being produced? In the same likewise manner, small students or small kids, they enter into the shop and they find enormous things in the shop, and they become puzzled that some things are made of jewelry, some things are of leather, some things are of fiber, some other commodities. So lakhs and lakhs of commodities are found in the market, in the shops. All such type of things, they are produced. They are converted from their raw material to the finished product. And it can only be possible with the help of the machines. Had there been no industries, the production would not have taken place, would not take place. That was the main final thing. So, coming to the question that manufacturing, what is this manufacturing? Manufacturing is what? The production of any goods by converting such raw materials and then giving it into a final shape or the finished product, that is known as manufacturing. Manufacturing includes various processes, and that process, literally in a simple sentence, we call it production. Production with what? Production with the help of the machines. So, manufacturing, we can conclude up with a simple language that production of goods in large quantities after processing the raw materials and then converting such raw materials into the finished product, that is known as manufacturing. In our day-to-day life, we must be thinking that so many things are being produced which we see in our day-to-day life. Paper is obtained from what? It is obtained from the bamboo. Gum, it is obtained from the kikar tree. In the same manner, aluminium from bauxite. Many things are being produced from the iron and steel ores, and that gets converted, and in the kitchens or in the shops, anywhere, we find different sorts of utensils present. All such sorts of utensils, all such sorts of product which we see all around are the conversion of that particular raw material and then making it, and after due processes, it gets converted into the final product. So, do we all know that whatever cloths also which we are wearing, it is obtained from the yarn, it is obtained from the fiber. Suppose the shirt, the t-shirt which the person wears, or the trousers, or the saris, or we can say different type of dresses, all such type of things are being made by the yarn. They are manufactured by the help of the cotton threads, and this cotton is what? This cotton we get it obtained from the primary sector, that is the agriculture. From the agriculture we obtain the cotton, and after obtaining the cotton, after due process, the same cotton gets converted into thread, it gets converted into yarn, and after its conversion into yarn, the threads are woven and then it is drawn into cloth. And such type of a cloth, they enter into the market, which we all people go there and buy that product, that is the cloth. And then according to our shape and structure, we get it stitched and we wear. That is the dress. So we can well imagine that it is the machine, it is the industry which has played a predominant role in the manufacturing of any product. Simple sense, we can say that secondary sector, which we had studied in the second chapter of the economics, that secondary sector is the sector which is also known as the industrial sector. And these industries are what? These industries are the manufacturing sector, where the finished products are converted, where finished products are obtained from the conversion of the raw material, either taken for any edible substance, that is the refined oil also, yeah, biscuits, sugar, dal, and various type of things. All such type of things, after when it is obtained as a raw material, after it goes through various processes in the industries, and then it gets completed in the form of a finished product. People employed in the secondary sector manufacture the primary materials. People who are engaged in the secondary sector, they manufacture the primary products, and after the due manufacturing of such primary products, the final product is obtained. For example, let us talk about cheese. Let us talk about Amul companies, Amul butter we are talking about. We talk about the cloth which we are wearing. We talk about the packet of a biscuit. We talk about aluminum containers. What are those things? All such type of things are only and only obtained by the raw materials which we get it from the agriculture side. Had there been no milk, no cheese could have been obtained. Had there been no milk, there could not have been, we could not have think about butter also. If there would not have been the cotton plantation, so because of the lack of the cotton plantation, we would not be lagging. We would be lagging in the cotton fight, cotton cloths also. So all such type of things which we get it from the agricultural side, it goes on into the secondary sector, and after when it passes into the secondary sector, the same secondary sector, that is the machines, the industries, they get such type of raw materials converted into the finished product. So we can conclude over here that people who are engaged in the secondary sector gets finally produced in the form of a final product. In this chapter, that is the manufacturing industries, in this chapter we are basically concerned with the manufacturing industries which fall into the secondary sector. इस चैप्टर में हम लोग सिर्फ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की ही बात करेंगे, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज की बात करेंगे, जो एंड द सेम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज दैट फॉल इनटू द सेकेंडरी सेक्टर. द इकोनॉमिक स्ट्रेंथ यानी आर्थिक स्थिति, the economic strength of a country virtually lies upon the industrial sector also. Had there been no industrial sector, the GDP growth, the economic growth, the economic strength of the country would have virtually collapsed. So, looking into such a parameter, in England, the industrial revolution took place. And because of such industrial revolution which took place in England, so there happened to be the expansion of industries in all other parts of the world. Slowly and slowly the industries started to come up, and various small industries, the bigger industries started to come up. And because of the setting up of such industries, what happened? The economic strength of various other countries that went on rising and rising. They led to the alleviation of poverty. That led to the solving of the problem of unemployment. Because people from the agricultural sector, they started not to put a burden upon the agricultural side, rather percentages of people, they went on moving from agriculture to the industrial sector, to the secondary sector, where they could get employment, where they could get few hours of work, and in return of that, they could get the proper salary, or whatever we can say, the labor which they have given for that work. In return of that, they would be getting the amount of that. So we see that the industries have played a predominant role in uplifting the economic growth, the economic strength of the country. Now, after when we have understood what is this manufacturing, the production of goods in a larger quantity with the help of the raw materials after due processes, and due process is what? That is by the manufacturing machines. So that is known as manufacturing. Now we will also study about the importance of the manufacturing sector. What is the importance of manufacturing? Manufacturing industries not only help in the modernizing the agriculture, but it has also led to a reduction of the heavy dependence of people. It has also led to the reduction of the heavy dependence of the people on the agricultural side, and rather moving out of the agricultural side and going to the industrial sector for employment. So this modern industrial system, this manufacturing system, that has limited the burden upon the agricultural side. In the previous time, before the pre-independence era, or soon after the independence era, we were witnessing that more than 70% of the population of the country that was dependent upon the agriculture. Means vast population of the country, they were dependent on agriculture. Because there were very few industrial units, or rather we can say there were no industries also. Whatever things came into our market, all such things came from the foreign countries in the form of a trade and commerce. But by the establishing of various industries, or we can say by machines, it has led to a growth in the agricultural sites also. So the very first thing which we started to know about the importance of manufacturing industries, that the very first thing is that industries that has brought about a change, industries that have brought about a change in the burden in the agricultural side. Secondly, industrial development is a production for eradication of unemployment and poverty from our country. Industrial development is a precondition for the eradication of unemployment and poverty in our country. For example, if we say, had there been no industries, so excessive burden would be lying only upon the agricultural side, because people had no any other option. And since people had no any other options, only one more sector that was left, and that is the service sector. And service sector requires skills. Service sector requires talent. Service sector requires education of the people. So we are talking about the pre-independence era, just after the independence era, when the country was just after the partition, it was almost trying to develop itself. So the society at that time was not the same like that of the present period society. It was not educated. So maximum number of population of our country, they resided, or they every time were dependent upon the agriculture. Enormous section of people, people, they were dependent on agriculture. The heavy burden of vast population was there upon the agriculture. So, if there had been no industries, what would have happened? There would have been the problem of unemployment. There would have happened the problem of poverty. And because industries came up, manufacturing sectors came up, so at least a vast section of the people, they moved from agricultural sector to the industrial sector. And since they moved from agricultural sector to the industrial sector, what happened? It literally led to the change of sectors from one people going into the another sector. Meaning thereby, it created a job opportunity for them. The people who were in poverty, at least they got a small type of a job. So, this industrial unit, it is a precondition for industrialization, led to the development of the precondition of the unemployment and poverty of the country. This was the main philosophy. We can also say that this was the main philosophy behind private sector or behind the public sector in the joint ventures. Why? Because since the industrial sectors came up, what we find is that larger section of people, they got job opportunities, they got themselves engaged in different type of work, and public sector, it created benefits and welfare for the big sections of the people. It reduced the regional differences, the disparities that were existing between the different sections of the people, that went on reducing and reducing. It also created job opportunities in various backward regions of the country. Let us take for example the joint ventures and the public sectors. These are taken up by the government. Joint ventures are taken up by the government as well as the individual owners. But public sector, that is taken by the government. And so government will not necessarily think that the government will work according to the wishes of the people. Yes, the government will work according to the wishes of the people, but the government has also to see that for which section of the people we have to do what type of work. Government has to see to it that this welfare act of mine will bring benefits to which section of the people. That is the thing which was to be taken into consideration by the government. So, the government thinks is better where to set up the industry, for which section of the people it is going to be beneficial. So, government sees that. So, we are coming and we are understanding also that because of industrials and because of the coming up of the industries in India, that also led to the creation of public sectors and the joint ventures in the country. Third importance of industrialization or the manufacturing industries is that exports of manufacturing goods are produced in the industries, and when the goods are produced in the industries, in order to strengthen the GDP, in order to strengthen the foreign exchange of the country, it is very much liable that we must increase the foreign trade. And in order to increase the foreign trade, what we have to do? We have to progress up with the industrialization. The products which are obtained from the industry, such products are not to be only utilized for the country only, but it is to be produced in a maximum order such that it can be sent to other countries of the world from where we can obtain the foreign exchange. Because industrialization and trade every time goes in hand to hand together. Industrialization and trade goes in hand to hand together because it opens the door of globalization, it opens the door of foreign exchange, it creates the economic growth, it also leads to the economic development of the country. So, export of manufactured goods expands the trade and commerce and brings in much more the foreign exchange. Another point, countries that transform their raw material, those countries that transform their raw materials into a wide variety of finished goods, of higher value are prosperous, and India's prosperity also lies upon the quality of goods which the country produces. So the prosperity, the development, the economic strength of a country will only lie if the quality of the product which is being manufactured, that is good quality and it is at par with the competition with the foreign goods also. कहने का मतलब हमारे क्वालिटी इस तरीके के बनने चाहिए कि हमारा क्वालिटी बाहर के गुड्स का, फॉरेन के गुड्स के साथ वो compete कर सके, और अगर वो compete कर रहा है so that will create a competitiveness within the people and within the local producers as well as the foreign producers. This will result in what? It will result in the economic development, it will result in the exchange of foreign currency, and it will also lead to the economic growth. Agriculture and industry, दोनों को हम कभी अलग नहीं छोड़ सकते. Agriculture and industry both are interdependent upon each other. दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ चलते रहते हैं. Both go in hand to hand together. Industries and agriculture both go in hand to hand together. They move together. For instance, the agro industries in India. Agro industries means what? Agricultural based industries. एग्रीकल्चर से संबंधित इंडस्ट्रीज भी हैं हमारे, जिसके कारण अगर वो इंडस्ट्रीज फ्लरिश करेगा तो हमारा एग्रीकल्चर साइड भी फ्लरिश करेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल टेक द केस ऑफ द एग्रो बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज लाइक पंपिंग मशीन्स, making of the PVC pipes, making of the chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, various other agro-based industries are there. Agro-based industries, for example, creation of butters, Amul dairy milk, Amul products are there, pickles are there, tomato sauces are there, various other things are there which are just deliberately related to that of the agriculture. So in agricultural side we see that agriculture will also prosper if the industries relating to that of the agriculture are prospering. They depend on latter for raw material and sell their products such as irrigation pumps, fertilizers and other products like insecticides, pesticides and so on. Thus development and competitiveness of manufacturing industries, will only become better if the quality of our product is at par to that of the other manufacturer. Only then we can think about our self-sufficiency, and only then we can think about the development of our country. So we can say that industries, manufacturing and agriculture, we have studied also about the development, we have studied about the importance of the industries, importance of the manufacturing industries, that how industries and agriculture go in hand to hand together, how industries create a better system of trade and commerce, how industries have literally led to the expansion of the foreign goods, expansion of the markets, and how it has literally led to the eradication of poverty and has also solved the problem of unemployment. Till today, we have completed with the importance of agriculture. We also studied about what is the meaning behind manufacturing. We will slowly move on with the other organs, the growth in the GDP, the classification of the industries, the conservation and various other things are there in this topic. So till today, we are stopping here. Thanks and have a good day.